You make me feel. Anytime somebody says, you make me feel this way or that way, or you do this to me, I think it's extremely damaging because you're handing your power away to someone else and you're letting them determine your life for you. So, like, if I say, you make me feel great, that's the same thing. That's the same out of balance. It's the same coin. Pretend there's a penny and there's two sides of that coin, right? You've got heads and tails. Heads is all the great stuff that's being said about you, and tails is all the bad stuff that, they make you feel. So if you say, you make me feel horrible, you make me feel like I'm not worth anything, you make me feel like this, that's one side of the coin. You make me feel great, you make me feel like I'm loved, that's the other side of the coin. Nobody can make you feel anyway. That's what your choice is. Every feeling and every emotion you have comes from your filters that you hold and that the way you perceive the world. And it doesn't matter what someone else does. They cannot make you feel anyway. So until you start taking responsibility for it, it's going to ruin your relationship.
So this is where it's so interesting, because I absolutely believe completely the opposite. Because if the partner doesn't say to the other one, yeah, but when you do that, you make me feel, like she said, Michael Jackson made a song and I mean, you make me feel, okay. Well, the thing is this. If you don't explain to your partner how you're feeling in the moment that you get the information.
How you feel. Uh-huh. It's okay to explain how you feel.
Yes, but this is playing with the words. And we don't have time in an argument to say, oh, yeah, no, that didn't mean you make me feel. I said, now this is what I feel. No, the idea is it's a condensed way to say, yes, what you just said right there, because you say all this, I feel this. But for me personally, I don't think there's anything wrong to say, you make me feel. Of course, if it's to say, you make me feel like, oops.
I'm gonna change this, because you make me feel is blame, especially if it's something negative. It always turns to blame, and when you have blame, you're pointing a finger with 3 fingers pointing back to you. Why are you feeling blame? Because you hold this belief, because you hold this perspective, because you've had this other experience in the past that has nothing to do with this moment.
So, okay. So this is what I'm thinking.
I just made that up.
Yes.
But
yes.
I mean, I didn't just make it up.
She's good. Imagine when I have an argument with her. I'm dead, because I know she's going to say, and number 1, and number 2, and number 3, and number 4.
When I say I made it up, it's what I believe. I don't want to say that it's not what I believe. It's just that I've never heard anyone else say that before.
Okay.
But I was able to articulate it.
Like I said, there is different way. First of all, you make me feel work both ways. It can be negative or it can be positive.
Same coin.
And I personally feel like by saying, you make me feel so special, honey. It's a compliment. It's you. It's you make me feel like this. It's not anybody else. When I have an argument with her, let's say, let me give you an example. Let's say I just cleaned the house and there's a package coming from Amazon, and she's going to open that package and she's going to leave the box in the middle.
You like it when I do that.
It's going to leave the box in the middle of things. She's going to take her stuff and leave.
He knows that I'm here.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, what the heck is happening right there? I just cleaned the whole house. You just a package and you leave the package right there. Can you put it next to the trash? You make me feel like what I do doesn't work. But I also can say, all right, well, I feel like it doesn't matter how much I will work, she doesn't even see it. So there, you see, you make me feel, the reason I don't have any problem with that phrase, and actually I think it's appropriate, because this is what we create right there. This is the relation. It's not if she does that, it's not my daughter who make me feel like there is a mess in the house.
But I would like to explain, when he does say, you make me feel like this, But I realize when he says it, I translate it inside of myself that it's like, well, it's not really me that's making him feel that way. I understand that. If you look at the very basics of how quantum physics works and how everything works, I cannot make him feel any certain way. And I understand this. So when he says it, I understand that he's just trying to communicate with me, especially since he speaks French and I speak English, and there can be a communication barrier there. So I translate it into what I know as truth versus participating in what the world tells me is truth.
It's not a barrier. It's a different way. It's just you know,
Again,
it's a crossing path.
I take it through my perspective.
Okay.
If I didn't take it through my perspective and what I know about how I live and how I maintain my peace, if you tell me you make me feel this way, I could take responsibility for your feelings, and then it would devastate both of us. So I just don't do that anymore.
So hear what it is. If I say to her, you make me feel, it's not to blame her. It's because I wanted you to understand that because
that's my point. It's a communication tool.
Yeah, we had that discussion together, but always.
But we know it's a communication tool.
The thing is, if our reaction is said, I don't make you feel anything. You choose that.
I tell him that all the time.
Exactly. How do you think?
I used to tell him that.
How do you think that make me feel? you know, that makes me feel even worse because she doesn't even want to acknowledge the fact that she made me feel that way. This is because
you just blamed me.
It's because we're discussing together right there. You know.
You just blamed me. I didn't make you feel that way.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. So we can go.
So here's the thing. Here's how I know I don't make him feel a certain way. You can have 20 different people going through the exact same circumstances, like I could have, instead of him, I could have my sister or I could have my friend, and they would feel different ways. So how could I make one person feel all these different ways? It's them that are feeling that way. They have the propensity to feel that way. They have the resonance, the frequency, the vibration, the habit to feel that way. And I am not responsible for their habits.
So for me,
whether it's emotional or interrupting when I'm talking or whatever it is.
So this is what I'll say for the conclusion of that particular phrase. It's you make me feel. It's whatever she thinks completely the opposite of what I'm thinking. And that's not going to change.
Wait, I want to say this. I do want to say this. I don't think opposite than him. We're saying the same kind of thing in different words.
Yes.
And a lot of times arguments are when one person feels one way and the other person feels the exact same way, but they don't know it. So if you go back and listen to this, you'll see that we're actually saying the same thing, but with different words and different ways to communicate.
So when you disagree with the verbiage, with the way you talk to each other because of the verbiage, and trust me, I have a very smart wife right there who just can write some extraordinary book. And me, with my French language, I'm coming here and I'm trying to be sure that I use AI to speak better, But the thing is this.
Don't take anything personally.
Exactly. We will talk about it. And I say, well, I guess if that phrase doesn't make sense to you, please understand that what I'm trying to say is this. This is what I feel. So she's going to tell me right there, I don't make you feel anything. I said, oh, come on, don't tell me that again. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying is I feel that now. And I want to point out one thing. This concept of the box that she opened and she lived in the middle of things. I used to be so upset and said, you make me feel like really the work that I was doing doesn't make any sense. Now when she does that, I look at the box and I laugh so hard because it's not going to change anything. She's going to still doing it. I can do nothing about it because it's not because she doesn't disrespect me. It's because she has no clue. It's not important for her. Her focus was so much on what was inside of the box that the outside, the box, doesn't exist anymore in her mind, but it exists in mine. You know what I'm saying? That's the point.
And he does similar things, and because we trust each other now, when we see things like that, we have the laughter and the love in it. Yes. And that's what everything comes down to, is we assume that regardless of what the other person is doing or saying, that they love us and they would never do anything to hurt us. So that brings in compassion, that brings in understanding, that brings in, where we can get through situations.
That bring the word assuming. And this word is going to be a full video on this, because assuming is a word which just can help you so much in relationship, guys.
Or hurt you.
Yes. Or hurt, yes, of course. Well, it will help, because if it hurts or if it doesn't hurt, it'll help. All right. So let's talk about the next phrase.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you learned a lot, had a great time, maybe saw yourself in some of these and have some tools to help yourself out of uncomfortable situations.
Remember one thing. You can ask ChatGPT, AI, anybody, any AI tool to help you with relationship. Well, it will be logical to do that. But the thing is, ChatGPT was not married, was not in relationship. ChatGPT is somebody, something, not somebody actually, something who answer for what exists on the internet. Here with us, what you have is the reality of life. Our relationship went from crazy in love when we met each other. We did a lot of shows all over the world together.
Because we're professional dancers.
Because we're professional dancers. But
we were also professional arguers.
Yes.
And people bet against our relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially when we got married, they're like, it's not going to last.
Yes.
Because we were like this all the time.
Exactly. And we were on the dance floor sometime arguing so hard that the people were embarrassed to be on the same floor than us, So, and here it get on the place where you don't want to be. So what we're trying to explain right there is this. With the real deal, we are not telling you. Yes,
this.
we experienced. We've been together for 26 years. 27 years pretty soon. Yeah, that's 27 years. And so it was not easy. We had argument for a long time. And the last 5 years of our life, there's a mindset switch what happened. And that mindset switch happened because we have experienced before. Some young couple have trouble to make it sometime and don't understand how to make that switch because they don't have enough life experience. But we're real and we are so in love with each other. People think we met each other 2 months ago.
And we're going to share that experience with you. And if you have questions or if you have something in your relationship that you want to work on, comment below. We'll read the comments and we'll try to do some videos for you.
Exactly. Just for that. And we appreciate very much. Check the next video.
And like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.